I know that feeling. I really do. The one where your heart just starts pounding when you need to do something simple, like order a coffee or make a phone call. It can make everyday life feel like an absolute minefield, but today we're going to change that. We are going to break down 5 incredibly simple tricks to help you fight back one small step at a time. And it all starts with just acknowledging a simple truth.
It really does, doesn't it? It's that little voice in your head that just screams, you're going to be judged, or you'll say the wrong thing, or just, hey, it's safer to stay quiet. And that feeling, it can be absolutely paralyzing, but I promise you, it does not have to be permanent.
And that right there, that's the secret. We are not aiming for some giant, terrifying leap into the social deep end here. No way. We're talking about small, doable, baby steps that build on each other to literally rewire your brain and build real, lasting confidence.
Okay, so first things first, we got to adjust our mindset. This isn't about some personality flaw you have, not at all. It's about training a skill just like you'd train a muscle at the gym.
You know, the best way to think about this whole challenge is to see it like going to the gym for the first time. You wouldn't walk in on day 1 and try to bench press a car, would you? Of course not. You'd start small with the light weights to build up that strength. Well, social confidence is exactly the same. And these tricks we're about to cover, they're your starter weights.
So our very first trick is the most foundational one. It's the perfect, super low-pressure way to start practicing social interaction, and that is the compliment.
All right, here is your mission should you choose to accept it. For 1 week, your only goal is to give one stranger a simple compliment each day. That's it. You're in line for coffee. You say, hey, cool jacket, and then you just go about your day. Next week, level up to 2. And once that feels kind of okay, you add a simple, open-ended question. It's all about that progressive training. Now, this works so well because compliments are like a social gift. People almost never reject them. And every single time you give one, you're training your brain to see that, hey, starting a conversation is actually a low-risk, positive thing. And yeah, it's going to feel awkward at first, but that feeling of awkwardness, that's just your social muscles growing.
All right, now that we're warming up our words, let's talk about what our body is saying. So much of social anxiety shows up in our body language. You know, looking down, avoiding eyes, which can accidentally send signals we don't mean to.
So here's the trick. When you walk past someone, just try to hold their gaze for 2 seconds. Count it, 1, 2, and offer a small, gentle smile. That is all. We are not aiming for a staring contest, just a brief, warm connection. A great place to practice is with people in service roles, like cashiers or baristas, where a little interaction is totally normal. It's the perfect training ground. The psychology here is so powerful. Consistent, brief eye contact actually helps retrain your nervous system. You're taking something that your anxiety has labeled as dangerous and proving through small, repeated actions that it's actually safe. It's a huge confidence booster, and you don't even have to say a single word.
Okay, on to trick number 3. This one is all about building courage and resilience by practicing with these tiny, low-stakes requests. It's designed to get you comfortable with initiating and to prove to yourself that the world doesn't end if you just ask for something.
Now, the real goal here isn't actually getting the information. It's just the act of asking. So ask a stranger for the time, even if your phone's right in your pocket. Ask the person at the counter for the recommendation. What you're going to discover really fast is that 99% of people are perfectly fine with it, which is powerful evidence against that anxious voice in your head.
So let's just pause for a second. Think about your day ahead. Where could you fit in one small ask? Maybe at the grocery store or on your walk. Deciding on one simple action right now makes it so much more likely you'll actually do it.
Now, let's talk about the biggest enemy of social confidence: overthinking. You know that moment of hesitation, right, where your brain just floods with 1,000 reasons why you shouldn't do something? Well, our next trick is the perfect weapon against that paralysis.
This comes from the incredible Mel Robbins, and its genius is in its simplicity. The moment you have an impulse to do something social, like compliment someone or ask a question, you have a 5-second window to act before your brain's emergency brake kicks in and talks you out of it. So you use the countdown. You see that person you want to talk to. Instead of debating it, you just start the countdown in your head. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and on go, you move. You physically move your body. You walk over. You say hi. You act before you can overthink.
Now, this rule doesn't magically get rid of the fear. It just teaches you to act faster than the fear.
It's a tool for launching yourself into motion. And every single time you use it, you give your brain concrete proof that you are someone who takes action even when you're scared. That is incredibly powerful. All right, our final trick. And honestly, this one might be my favorite, because it's where you put all these other skills together in a controlled environment. Think of it as the social gym, where you can practice without that intense fear of judgment.
The idea is to find structured social settings. Places like a book club or a volunteer group or a class are perfect for this. And why? Because everyone is there for a shared purpose, which gives you a built-in, easy reason to talk to people. The pressure to come up with some brilliant conversation starter just melts away.
Okay, so let's do a quick recap of the 5 powerful tools we've just added to your social confidence toolkit. Each one builds on the last, creating a complete system for you to start building that momentum.
So, we started with the compliment habit to practice initiating. Then the 2-second eye contact rule to build that nonverbal trust. We used the small ask challenge to build resilience, the 5-second rule to blast past hesitation, and finally, safe zone exposure to put it all into practice. You have the full toolkit now.
And this really gets to the heart of it. The goal was never to eliminate fear. I mean, fear is a normal human emotion. The real goal is to prove to yourself, through these small, consistent actions, that fear doesn't get to be the one making your decisions anymore. If this breakdown gave you a new tool to try, do me a favor and hit that like button. And subscribe so you don't miss our next deep dive. We'd love for you to join the conversation, so drop a comment below and let me know, which of these 5 tricks are you going to try out first?
So I'll leave you with this one question to think about. This isn't just about watching some content. It's about starting a journey. So which small, manageable step will you take this week to show your anxiety who's really in charge? The power is in that very first step. Go take it.